Good morning, Bronzo. Good afternoon, good evening, depending on when you're watching this feed. If this is your first time here, welcome. My name is Frankie Olivo. Our program focuses on the very important issues that are affecting our local community. We have shed light on injustices and we've allowed for our platform, this mic, to be that of the voice of the people. Now, if this is something that you can see yourself supporting, well, we ask that you support and join the cause. Currently, right now, this live program is being streamed across all of our social media platforms, and we encourage you to follow them on X, formerly known as Twitter, and on Facebook. We could be found under Frankie Olivo. Make sure you follow our personal page on Facebook. We could be found under Olivo Frankie. But more importantly, if you haven't already, create a Gmail account, go to YouTube, like, follow, and subscribe to our YouTube channel titled Frankie Olivo TV. It's free. Remember, Brownsville, I will never ever ask you for money. I will never ever ask you for food. All I ask in my community is something very, very simple. We will continue to cover the latest stories that are happening within our area. It is this program that's mission is to provide you, the constituents, the good, the bad, and the ugly. If you would like for us to continue to do so, we ask something very, very, very simple. Subscribe to our social media platforms, go to YouTube, create an account if you haven't already, and subscribe, follow, and like our YouTube channel titled Frankie Olivo TV. It's free. Currently, right now, we are at 923 subscribers. The goal by the end of this year is to reach 1,000. I did promise my community that once we reach that 1,000 mark, I have 3 banger stories ready to go. People were laughing at me and saying, "Oh, why do you always bring up your channel? Why are you always like, well, I have to be my biggest cheerleader." It's like those business owners. They're always promoting themselves. They're always promoting their services. They feel as if they are the very best at what they do. And you, the consumer, deserves the best quality, the best product. Well, this is no different. We want to be the very best. We want to be your source of information. And we're thankful to the community for the reception that we have received for these past few months. Yesterday's program, if you didn't catch it, we spoke about how the gringos were invading Mexico, and they put up a sign and they said, "Hey, this is U.S. territory." I had somebody come on, I had a troll come on and say, "Oh, you only have 5 viewers." That's probably 5 viewers on one page. Again, we're streaming live on 4 pages. The goal, our goal for each program, each show that we produce, our goal is 1,000 views in 24 hours. Some reach more than that. It depends on the topic, of course. But that is our goal. And if you go to our Facebook page, Frankie Olivo, and you go to our Reel section, our video section, you can see that we're being watched by the thousands. We have thousands of views. And we're very thankful for that, Brownsville. Remember, Good Morning Brownsville will come on Monday through Friday at 9 a.m., sometimes a little bit after, religiously. So make sure that you subscribe and tune in. That way you can always be informed on everything that is going on in our local area. We will not be silenced. And always remember, Brownsville, we are forever grateful to each and every one of you for the time and attention that you provide us. Thank you. Thank you so much for that. How we doing, chat? Happy Thursday. Turkey. Thanksgiving could not get here fast enough. We are 1 week away from a holiday in which we give thanks. We remember the many blessings that we have. Sometimes we forget to realize how good of a life we have. It's not until we lose things, we lose relationships, we lose something in our lives and said, "Man, I had it good." It's one of my favorite holidays, along with Christmas. It is a time where family gets together, lots of food, a lot of rejoicing, a lot of happiness, a lot of laughter. That is my favorite time. November, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, my birthday. I hope this week provides us with a good. Let's see what I got. Uh, I hope this week is a productive one in which we are able to um, get ready for the holidays. Very quickly before we start tomorrow's program, I will be out. No show tomorrow. Sports talk. We'll have to wait another week. I have to be in San Antonio to visit a new client, and I got to take advantage of the work that we have. There's going to be scarcity, and there's going to be time of an abundance. So I apologize to my community. No show on Friday, but again, I need to eat. Yesterday, somebody commented on the page saying, "Oh well, you need to work. You don't have a job." I'm like, "No, I do." Y'all probably think that I just lounge around and pass all my time on in bed. Well, I do. Kidding. I work. This what I do, ladies and gentlemen, is a hobby. And that is why I'm asking each and every one of you to help me to get to 1,000 subscribers. It's going to change everything. And we have grown exponentially. I have 6 months since I've come on before you at this 9 a.m. time slot that belonged to my former predecessor. And we have grown from 230 subscribers. Now we're at 930. We've grown 700 subscribers in a matter of 6 months. And thank you to my community. Special shouts out to those people. There's like 3 or 4 people that have told me, I'm going to help you get to 1,000 subscribers. I'm getting everyone's phone. I'm talking about you. I'm saying what a great program. We want to be informed. I'm advising and encouraging people to sign up, to subscribe. So thank you so much for those people. I really, really appreciate it. It means a lot because what we do, ladies and gentlemen, is for the benefit of the community. Again, we don't have investigative journalism. There are many things that happen behind closed doors that I hate to say it like this, but if it wasn't for our program, maybe we wouldn't have known about it. And that is the purpose. We want to bring awareness. We want you to be informed on everything that's going on within our local area. I think knowledge is power, and I believe wholeheartedly that if I provide you with all the information, you will have a better understanding of what we're dealing with, and then you yourself could make a decision on how you feel on whatever initiative, whatever subject matter we are addressing. So again, thank you so much to my community that supports the show. And again, I'm not asking people for money. I just ask for something very, very simple. Just subscribe to our social media platforms. That is all I ask of my community. Today, ladies and gentlemen, I want to talk about something that that many people have been complaining about. And one thing that I do want to stress is you have every right. You should question leadership each and every time, because don't you find it funny that these individuals, they come and they beg for your vote? Please vote for me. I will do what's in the very best interest of you and your household, but I need you to vote for me. But then when we, the constituents, the voters, are having trouble, when we feel as if we are getting the short end of the stick, what happens? They don't want to listen to us. They don't want to take our phone calls. They don't want to meet with us. How convenient. But every 4 years, come get a chicken plate, vote for me. We want action. We want the concerns, the genuine concerns of the people, of the citizens of Brownsville, to be at the forefront for every government entity within our city. The municipal government, our school district, our county leaders, our county judge, our different committees, organizations, BCIC, GBIC, PUB board, for all of them to do what's in our best interests. But what happens? The total opposite. They benefit. They are first in line to all these grants. Today, ladies and gentlemen, I want to talk about what we as a community need to do regarding redfish recycling. I am more than sure you have heard people go to the city of Brownsville social media platforms, and you will see how people are starting to question, hey, why am I being charged? Why wasn't I made aware of this? Your outreach program, your outreach efforts haven't been successful. Why is it? Because they don't care. Because I'm going to prove to you today that it's all about compadrismo, about contracts. That's what I want to focus on today. And look, ladies and gentlemen, you as a community have done an amazing job of sending a clear message to the BISD school board when you overwhelmingly rejected their propositions, A and B, of a bond that would increase property taxes. We as a community have shown that we can send a clear message. And today's program, I want to pump y'all up. I want to gather and rally all of us. We already enjoyed the reeks of denying, of rejecting their bond, right? And I told you, enjoy it. But don't get comfortable, Brownsville, because the fight is not over. Today's program, ladies and gentlemen, we will talk about what we as a community need to do regarding redfish recycling. Do you have an option? And look, we're going to say it how it is. There's people that are for recycling. There are people that say, you know what? Don't charge me. I want options. That is what this program is designed to do, to give you the good, the bad, and the ugly. We are not here to convince you. I want you wholeheartedly to convince yourselves and say, hey, este vato tiene razón. This guy is onto something. So today, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to pump ourselves up. We're going to get ready for another duke out, another fight. Because we are being charged. We are being run as a dictatorship. And we shouldn't. It shouldn't be that way. And that is how we will start today's show. Thank you so much for tuning in, Brownsville. I hope you enjoy it. It's going to be an interesting program.
Mi nombre es Marta Villarreal. Estoy aquí. Gracias por escucharme primeramente. Estoy aquí acerca de un desacuerdo que tengo yo con la ciudad, porque quieren poner unos botes que quieren que sea mandatorio de reciclaje, algo que yo no necesito. Yo ahorita en esta situación, yo vivo de mi pensión, es poca, y yo no tengo tanto dinero para estar pagando. La razón también que digo, que nosotros no nos damos cuenta de los cambios o de los acuerdos que hacen, porque dicen que los hacen los comisionados. Yo hablé, pregunté, me dicen los hacen los comisionados. Yo no sabía que existía una junta de estas porque, no sé, dice que lo ponen en social media. Yo tengo 66 años y yo le puedo decir que yo, a este caso, muy apenas entiendo y no tengo ni Facebook, que dicen que ahí los ponen. Entonces, yo no necesito tener un bote, porque yo vivo sola. Yo a veces una semana saco la basura, otra no tengo que sacar porque no es tanta. No tengo que reciclar. Si tengo algo que reciclar, yo lo llevaba a la ciudad. Ahora ya está coludido con la ciudad el Redfish, que esa es una empresa privada. Mi pregunta es, ¿por qué se alían con alguien privado y nos quieren cobrar? Y aparte, nosotros les vamos a dar para que vendan, y ese dinero es para las dependencias. No sé si hay algún interés personal, o no sé por qué hacen unas juntas así, o de dónde aceptan poner una orden y que sea, porque si vamos a tomar votos por los que estamos aquí, pues son muy poquitos, y en mayoría yo creo que trabajan también en la ciudad. Entonces, No creo que sea justo que si yo tengo 66 años y todavía más o menos entiendo y puedo atreverme a venir aquí a hablar, hay personas mucho mayor que yo, ancianos, que no tienen, yo creo que ni teléfono, y van a obligarlos a que paguen eso. Yo creo que no es justo. Espero que ustedes, cuando nosotros votamos por alguien que nos ayude, no que nos hunda. Y así como mandan a la gente a casa por casa a pedir votos, ojalá que manden cuando quieran hacer un cambio y decir, mira, ¿estás de acuerdo esto? Explicar, ¿estás de acuerdo con esto? Porque eso es algo que quieren hacer para mejoras o no. Porque cuando votamos, yo voto y yo voto por alguien que me va a apoyar y que me va a ayudar, no alguien que me vaya a hundir y quitar lo poco que tengo para vivir. Gracias. Mi nombre.
Very powerful. She spoke before the city commission. Now, I don't want for people to misconstrue and say, "Oh, you are against recycling. You are against Mother Earth." By no means. I think we feel a sense of duty to try and make Mother Earth better, cleaner for future generations, right? And recycling does have several key environmental, economic, and social reasons why there is a necessity for this. When we talk about our natural resources, recycling does reduce the need to extract raw materials such as wood, water, oil, and minerals. This helps protect forests, wildlife habitats, and natural ecosystems. When we talk about energy, something that is very important in today's world, manufacturing products from recycled materials, it uses far less energy than producing them from new ones. For example, recycling aluminum saves up to 95% of energy that is required to make from a new one. When we talk about pollution, well, we can all agree that we need to reduce pollution by cutting down on manufacturing and resource extractions. Recycling does lower air and water pollution. It also helps reduce greenhouse gas emissions that ultimately contribute to climate change. When we talk about landfills and decrease in waste in those landfills, well, recycling, it keeps materials such as plastics, metal, and paper out of landfills. And it does help reduce the amount of waste that accumulates and minimizes the land and air pollution. For those environmentalists that are focused on wildlife, well, recycling does help reduce that trash. It avoids the trash being ending up in oceans and rivers and resacas in natural habitats. What this does, the goal of this is to protect animals from ingesting or getting trapped in waste and in plastics. I think of fishes, of turtles. The economy, recycling, it could potentially create jobs in collection, sorting out, and processing industries. It also supports manufacturing sectors that rely on recycled materials. More than anything, it promotes sustainable living. Recycling does encourage people to think about their consumption, waste habits, and ultimately the impact that it has on the environment. It's a practical part of living sustainably. What many people have been talking about as of late has been that this is being done without being told, without us even having any say so. Now, when we talk about major cities, and it's always us, right? It's always Brownsville. It's that we're always the last ones We're always the last ones to jump on things, whether that's trends, whether that's on fabs. But whenever we talk about major cities such as San Antonio, Austin, Dallas, Houston, Fort Worth, big metropolitan cities throughout the state, well, this is the norm. Them recycling is something that everyone does. I always laugh because whenever I go to Austin, everybody's healthy. Everybody's skinny. Everyone's fit. Everyone goes to Whole Foods. And then you get Frank Olivo from Brownsville, todo gordo, todo marrano. Like, what's wrong with these people? Why are they so healthy? Why are they so green? No, it's you. It's you, Frankie, that needs to join the bandwagon. You need to eat greener. You need to live a healthier life. You need to recycle. You need to do this. You need to do that. That's something that I've noticed, that Austin and these bigger cities are always the ones that that care, I guess you could say. What I don't want for people to think is that we, because we're always criticized, you're negative, recycling is good. You just started the program with saying that it's going to focus on the economy, supporting jobs, protecting the wildlife, reduces pollution, saves energy, it conserves natural resources. I think when we ask people, we can all agree that these are great things. And maybe it's hard for us to even care, right? Because, well, in the next 50 years, 100 years, I'll be long gone. What do I care? Well, we hope that we all have common goals and common ideas, that we do want a better future for our generations. We want to give them an earth that is better than what we had. We want to leave it in a better place than what we had it. There is this discussion of Elon Musk, and living here in Brownsville, it gives us a more of an insight because we deal with SpaceX on a daily basis. There is this idea that the earth is going to end, whether you're religious or not, whether you're a space exploration enthusiast, if you're an Elon follower. He believes that the future of mankind is multiplanetary, Boca Chica to Mars. I think we all understand that we as human beings, we feel as if we have a responsibility to be clean, to protect Mother Earth. But many questions arise because of it. I showed you that video because she said something that was very, very important and very moving. She's asking, you all come and ask for my vote. But instead of doing things that are going to better my life, me están hundiendo. You're making it more difficult for me. She talked about the outreach efforts. She said, I'm not on Facebook. And look, social media has been a big component of our lives. The first thing that we do, when we wake up, what do? We open up one eye, el face, de volada, face. That's part of our lives. Now, not everyone is on social media. I'm surprised that the older generations, my grandma, God bless her soul, she was on social media. She was following my show. She's like, mijo, dijiste esto y no te dejes, te apoyamos. There are people that do follow social media, but would we say that 80, 90, 100% of our elderly population living within our city that are PUB customers, are they actively following social media? No. Our city has failed to get that point across. Now, they did publish a story in the Brownsville Herald that did say that starting in October that they were going to start delivering these red bins to homes, and that starting January, and we're going to have a practice run from October to December, just so people could get acquainted with the task at hand. The thing that bothered people was not so much that we were going to recycle. The thing that bothered people was more, there's going to be a charge for that. Now, many people, and I know what you're probably thinking, oh, Frankie, $25. Oh, Frankie, $15. Oh, Frankie, $5. Are you really making a big stink about that amount, Frankie? Are you really that broke? Insurance does not treat you right? Again, we pride ourselves on this platform being the voice of the people. Your concerns, the community's concerns, our elderly population, our disabled residents here within our city, their concerns are our concerns. The city gave a presentation a few months ago, and one of the presenters from the city said, "Oh, it's just a cup of coffee." It was when they were considering raising the property tax for the city of Brownsville. And one resident stood up and said, "Yeah, to you and me may be a cup of coffee, but to my people, but to my grandparents." Hernandez is saying, hey, to some people, it's too much living on a fixed income. You heard what the concerned citizen said in Spanish. She said, I didn't ask for this. If ever I need to recycle, I take my goods downtown. Why am I being forced into this? And look, life is all about options, right? Whether we date someone, whether we work somewhere, having options are good. We'd like to think that we live in a democratic society where we are able to participate either in the electoral process, where if we get the amount of numbers of votes, we're able to elect individuals that share our goals and our beliefs. Why do we talk about Cuba and Venezuela and other countries? Because they have no choice. They are not asked what they think. They are told what's going to happen. And that's something that I feel the city is failing our people. I want to stress, we are not against recycling. We want Mother Earth to be protected. I grew up watching Captain Planet. We do have a duty to protect Mother Earth. But why should we do this at the expense of the people that don't want to do this? That is why people are making a big stink. If you don't believe me, go to the City of Brownsville's Facebook page. Look at all the comments that are there. People are saying, I didn't ask for this. Why am I being charged for this? People are starting to realize, hey, and Gene, does San Antonio have an option to get in the program, or is this mandatory? And look, what I understand is, and Miss Lopez, Miss Barbie is saying, hey, why don't we give discounts to people that do? Commissioner Tetro, I will bring that up in just a few moments. Thank you for your comment. I'll bring it up in just a few moments. What is happening, ladies and gentlemen, is that things are happening behind closed doors. That this isn't for the general good. We will make the argument that this is being done to help people. And regarding their outreach efforts, we need to do a better job. Not everyone reads the Herald. The Herald, the Brownsville Herald, I hate to sound this way, but it's a thing of the past. It's not a hot commodity. No disrespect to the writers. But it's not an avenue which thousands or the majority of the residents of Brownsville, that's not how they get their news. We need to do a better job of informing. Don't you find it funny that the city of Brownsville never informed the community regarding the property taxes increase that they considered? And I brought this attention up to Tino Villarreal. Tino Villarreal is the city commissioner at large. So essentially, he's like a mini mayor. He is in charge of all the city of Brownsville. And I told him online, and I tagged him, why is this? Why are people being informed of you, the commissioners, raising the property taxes hours before, a day before? You know what his response was? Well, by law, everything was done according to law, 72 hours. We did enough. It's like, really, sir? Raising people's property taxes is a big deal. You're talking about hundreds, if not thousands of dollars that people would be raised. They didn't inform us adequately with adequate time. And look, these people have podcasts. Dino has a podcast. These people are always on social media. You have Linda Macias. Oh, look at this street that I paved. Oh, look at this. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at this. Oh, look at that. But when it comes down to property, what do they say? Real quiet. Be very, very quiet. Why? Because they don't care. That's the property taxes. Now, again, with this, why aren't they promoting it? And look, to be frank and to be honest, this was an initiative from the previous administration. Gene says, hey, it's a done deal. Yes, you're right. This was from the former administration. I'm talking about Dr. Rose Gowen. I think she was spearheading this. I could be wrong, but that is my understanding. And when this new administration that consists of Gustavo de Leon, Pedrito Cárdenas, well, he got reelected. Who else ran? Nurit Golonsky. Am I missing someone? Those three. When they won their elections or won re-election, that was already set in stone, right? But this program today is, what can we do about this? I would like to make the argument that nothing is set in stone. You know what we need to do? We need to amp it up a little bit more. Because these people, ladies and gentlemen, these people are reactive leaders. These people are watching. I want to go up. I'm watching and I'm listening. They're just on their face and they're trying to read the room and they're trying to appease the community. The last thing these politicos want is to get on our bad side. BISD, they're so dumb. They thought, oh, yes, let me increase the property taxes for these people. They don't care. Oh, you saw firsthand how these people came out to vote. So, Jessica Gonzalez, Denise Garza, Frank Ortiz, Golden Girl, Daniel Lopez Valdez, be ready, because when you come and ask these people for their vote, I'm going to bring me up. Guess who's going to remind them about you wanting to increase their property taxes? Get my good side. Get my good side. Whenever they come up for re-election, people, best believe Good Morning Brownsville is going to remind you that these people didn't care whether your parents were elderly on a fixed income or whether they were disabled. They voted. They allowed this to go out to the voters when they should have said, not to my people. We are already living under a financial constraint. We don't need this. They don't need this. This is not in the best interest of the people. And we have already seen these green bins, recycling bins everywhere. They are throughout the city. And people started asking, hey, how much is this going to be? It's going to cost. It's going to increase our PUB bill. PUB charges for resaca fee. Are our resacas cleared? I would dare say not all of them. Look at what I came across. Redfish Recycling. Redfish Recycling came to Brownsville in 2013, headquartered in Missouri. It's also located in it with ties that had over 20 years. Look who the owner is. What name stands out to my people? Dean Putinette, founder of Redfish, and his family have a long history in the Brownsville community. Members of the Putinette family started the model laundry, dry cleaning, the elementary school. Brownsville Independent came along, started the... Remember what I said, compadrismo? Dean Putinette. Does that name ring a bell? They come from a prominent family within the city. Why? Why do they get these contracts? Why? Again, my people, it's not what you know, but who you know. That's the way the world revolves around, right? Now, I want to apologize firsthand. I'm not 1,000% clear in regards to the recycling center that was owned by the Guerrero family. The Guerrero family owned a recycling center on 511. That used to provide services to the city of Brownsville. I apologize. I'm not sure about the city of Brownsville. I know they had a contract with BISD at one time, and they provided their services to the community. As of late, Redfish came in. And look, the way things work is it's not contract always good of politics. What they're after is Guerrero himself, the son, now in charge of recycling, said it him with that they bid lower the editor happen, they still lost. Now, were they providing not a great service? I don't know. Were Redfish promising the moon and the stars? I don't know. But I want to come back to the compadrismo, because that is very important moving forward. Compadrismo, compadrismo, compadrismo. What have we seen from this? That they are conflicts of interest. We have the BISD board president taking pictures. She's on the Redfish's website. While she did file a conflict of interest with the school board, just recently she awarded them a 3-year contract. Now, going back during COVID, shortly after Daniela Lopez Valdez won her bid for BISD, in 2021, Redfish was awarded a contract in the sum of hundreds of thousands of dollars. Somebody messaged me and said, that's weird. You should look into it, because don't you remember, Frankie? After a while, shortly after COVID, people weren't going to school. During 2021, we were under COVID, Zoom classes. And even if we were back on campus, it was only a few students. Parents' choice. Parents have the opportunity. Do you want to send your kid to class, or you want to have him be on Zoom? So it was never at 100%. Why are we spending thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars on contracts for recycling whenever we didn't have full capacity back at our school district? This is one example of how the school district spends money a lo loco, spends, and then comes to you and says, oh, we have no money, we need to raise your taxes. Daniela Lopez Valdez has a conflict of interest with this vendor. She is on their website. She voted back in 2021 for them to she was part of the 4 that voted for them to get a contract in the hundreds of thousands of dollars to recycle, when the school really didn't need a lot of recycling at that time. Couldn't that be tabled? Couldn't that be brought at another time? Is Daniela Lopez Valdez actively being paid by Redfish to be a representative? Does she have a conflict of interest? Now, she did speak to legal. That's one of the things. Oh, I spoke to legal. This is the same individual that voted for Lone Star National Bank to get a contract while her dad was a board member. That is not an obvious conflict of interest to her. This family, ladies and gentlemen, has done a great job of benefiting from politics. So Daniela Lopez Valdez gave a contract to Redfish back in 2021, and then they paid her, and now she's on their advertisement. Now she's on the website. Isn't that an appearance of impropriety? Does nobody on that school board see nothing wrong with this? So essentially, Daniela Lopez Valdez is agreeing to give these people a contract. What they're doing is they're coming back around and donating to her campaign. Can you pull up the campaign finance reports for these people? It's a vicious circle, ladies and gentlemen. It's a vicious cycle that these people do. I give you a contract, you pay for my campaign, you give me a donation, you give me a job. Ms. BISD board president that doesn't believe in BISD because she sends her children to private school. Now she's executive director for the Midi Cultural District. The Midi Cultural District, from my understanding, gets taxpayer funds. So essentially, we, the taxpayer, are paying for her position of 80, 90, 100 grand. Don't you see how these people, they can't survive off the public tit? There's so many conflicts of interest. So now Redfish has a contract with BISD, and now they have a contract with the city of Brownsville. Are they funneling money to campaigns for city commissioners? That's going to be interesting to learn. It's things that make you go, ask questions. We started today's program with the lady saying, why are you doing this to me? I don't have an option. I'm overwhelmed. I have a financial burden. I need help. Y'all aren't making this any better. So, what do we do as people? Because people are saying it's a done deal. There's nothing you can do about this. Do you know what we can do about this? We could make a stink about this. And I love this. If you allow me to, we could amp this up and really put pressure on our city commissioners to give us an opt-out clause, give us an opt-out option. I think that was what former Mayor Trey Mendez suggested. What if somebody files a lawsuit? Now, again, Gene saying, hey, this is done in, San Antonio. It's mandatory. You see what the city does? The city monopolizes PUB, so there is no competition, and we have nowhere to go. So essentially now we're stuck with the utility rates at PUB, unless you live outside of the city and get Magic Valley. So we're stuck with the utility bill, and now we're stuck with the extra 5, 10, 15, 25 surcharge for Redfish recycling. Do you have an option, my people? Do you have the ability to say, I thank you, I understand the importance? Erasmo sued PUB by himself, pro se. If somebody's willing to pay, or if somebody's willing to pony up the $300, or if we all pitch in, I'll file a lawsuit. I don't mind putting my name out there. Let's have fun with this. Let's take it to them. Erasmo Castro received a judgment of, I think, $10,000. It was appealed and things like that, but hey, at least he put his money where his mouth is. And he was vindicated. He did it pro se. Again, if we could collect $5, $10 from people, if we collect $10, all we need is 30 people to pitch in $10. I'll file the lawsuit. I'll put my name out there. I'll put my face to it. That is what I want to stress to my people. It should not be mandatory. Barbie gave a great example. Why don't you give a discount to people who do recycle. Again, I don't want you to misconstrue and say, oh, we're negative, we're ugly, we're against recycling. No, we have a duty as human beings to be clean, to protect Mother Earth. I genuinely believe it, and I don't want you guys to think differently. I'm a hippie by heart. Peace and love, Mother Earth. But what bothers me is that I showed you a video of a woman that's saying, I can't. This is wrong. You are sinking me deeper. It should bother you, my people. It should bother you whenever you have constituents, our elderly population, that's saying, please help me. You're an elected official. You're not supposed to be doing this to me. It really bothered me when that video was posted. It really struck a nerve. Look, I have made no secret. In the very near future, I hope that my community would consider me to be their representative in whatever government entity we decide to put our name in the ring. I want to have the opportunity to represent you, to have this program for you to give me suggestions, for me to say, look, people, we have all this money. We have all these resources, business owners. We have all these grants. Come and apply. We'll help you along the way. My biggest criticism of the city is they suck at their outreach efforts. Only their friends are able to get these grants for hundreds of thousands of dollars for their restaurants. What about the people in Southmost? What about the people on Military? What about my people in Boca Chica? Ladies and gentlemen, we can do amazing things with this program. I will promise I will give you the keys to the city. I will give you the keys to the school district. I will give you the keys to any government body in which we run. And I will come to you and place it at your feet and say, my people, this is what we have. What do we do with it? That is my goal. One thing you can never, ever question is me being on the take, me using a position to enrich my friends or family. I thank God that I have an amazing life. This program is designed in a way to be that of the voice of the people. We just don't have it on our Facebook to make you believe it, to make you think. I hope you realize how genuine we are. We are criticized and attacked for the things that we post. But we genuinely feel that the community, you, the viewers, have every right to know as taxpayers, as constituents, as residents for this city. That is what we will do with this issue. So, what can we do, Frankie? It's a done deal. No, it's not. No hay problema que no se puede solucionar. That's how I feel. There's not a problem in which we can't figure out and which we can bring some sort of resolution to the people. My people want relief. Relief they shall have. What can we do? Let's pressure these people. I'm going to post each and every commissioner's phone number, email. It's public record. They wanted to serve the people, que se chinguen. I want you to call them. I want you to text them. I want you to be vocal. Why? Because they get scared whenever people talk bad about them. They're wusses. They're chickens. They're reactive. But you know why they take advantage of it? It's like the bully. I never let a bully get the best of me. You know what I do? I pop the bully right in the mouth. Pop him right in the mouth. You pop him again. You pop him again. You know why? Because that bully's never going to mess with me. They know, con este me chingo. And look, I don't say this because I think that I'm better than people. I don't say this because I want to put myself on a pedestal. No. My predecessor believed wholeheartedly in being people's champion. You saw the video that I started off today's program that the lady said, I can't, I can't, I can't. Those are the type of people that this program is all about. Being their champion, being their voice. You know why? Because the politicos, they won't listen to her. Obviously, she did do it in an open forum to them. But you know who they do listen to? Our platform that has 45,000 people that is being watched by the thousands. Thank you, Brownsville. They're going to listen to us one way or the other. That's why I'm so passionate about what I do. That's why I get a heart on every morning, because I feel genuinely in my heart that I'm doing something good for the betterment of my community. If they won't listen to Huelito, Huelita, they're going to listen to us. So my people, there is relief. Trust me. This is not a done deal. Let's put pressure on these commissioners. Let's make them feel the heat. Just as we pressured BISD, just as we send that strong message, now let's turn our focus and our attention from the school district now to the city. I believe wholeheartedly that something can be done. But ladies and gentlemen, I am just one person with limited resources. I wish to be on a board, on a committee, on an elective body that had millions of resources at my disposal. But we don't. But just as my predecessor, we will do great things with this mic. Because people do listen. And this makes waves. And I'm very proud of that. What do we need to do? We need to put pressure on our city commissioners. Talk to them. Let them know how you feel. Take pictures of your abuelita, of your elderly parents. Talk to them about living on a fixed income. Do you know somebody that's disabled that can't afford that $5, $10, $15, $25 expense? Let them know. I bet you if they get hundreds of calls a day, you know what they're going to do? They're going to give in. They're going to break. You know why? Because these people are scared. I want my people to realize the power that we as constituents, we as a community have. If we were to unite, if we were to rally together, be vocal, participate in elections, we can and we will bring about the positive change in which our city so desperately needs. I love a fight, especially when it's a purpose such as this, to bring relief. I've stated before the reasons why I enjoy doing what I do. I genuinely want a better quality of life for you and your household. And I hope you believe that. I don't do it for fame. I don't do it for clout. I don't do it for likes. I do it because it's the right thing to do. I don't think that I'm better than no one. I'm a very humble person. From humble beginnings. We work hard for what we have. We're passionate about what we do. But more than anything, and I never get tired of saying this, and I apologize for those that are frequently here. Why do I do this? One, because of my former predecessor. I want you to always remember his name. And by talking about this crazy madman, you're always going to bring up his name. But more than anything, I want to be part of a movement. I want to be a brick on that wall. I want people to look back and say, This was done. This was done. This was done. And you know what? He was a part of it. He spearheaded it. He allowed for his platform to be vocal about the important issues that we're facing. That's what I want my legacy to be. I'm not scared of a fight, ladies and gentlemen. I live for this stuff. I encourage to my people, if you are genuinely upset about this, if you want an option to opt out, let's do something about it. Because we can bitch, we can moan, we can complain, but if we don't do anything about it, nothing will get done. If you're serious about something, actions speak louder than words. And look, I'll put my name on a lawsuit. Pitch in $5. It's $300 to file. I'll pay with my money, but I want people to have skin in the game. Because, people feed me stuff and Frankie's the one that gets in trouble. And whenever Frankie needs help, you're the idiot, Frankie, too. Figure it out. I don't mind. I don't mind having a target on my back. But again, I ask very minimal of my community. Something must be done. Something will get done. You want to do something about it? Are you happy with being forced to pay? Do you have an elderly family member that doesn't need this service? Let's do something about it. Recycling is something that is essential. Unfortunately, here for the city of Brownsville, we're not green. That is not something that we practice. We should. But again, do we live in the good old US of A, where we like to think that we're free and are able to choose the religion that we believe in, to choose who we want to marry, to choose what institution we want to send our kids to? We have options in life. Why can we have options for this? Why do we have mandatory fees? I'll tell you why. Because leadership does not care about you. Leadership is all about making money. The Putinate family are behind this. The rich always get richer. And what happens? They get contracts, and what do? They pay for campaigns. And what do those candidates do? They keep on extending. They keep on extending their contracts. They keep on giving them more and more money at the expense of the consumer. I want to stress to my people, we have yet to realize the power that we have, the ability that we can make a difference. But we have to unite. We have to come together for a common cause. What's that common cause? This issue of redfish recycling. How do you feel of being forced into something? It's a good benefit. But I want the ability to opt out. It is important for us to recognize, ladies and gentlemen, that we as a society, we need to be vocal. We are sick and tired of our representatives doing what's in their best interest, not ours. Many community members have grown increasingly upset about this. But my question to my people is, are you willing to fight? Are you willing to be vocal? I am. People are upset because they're discovering that they're being charged for a service that they never asked. Residents say that the unexpected fees felt deceptive, leaving them frustrated and distrustful of the city of Brownsville. Some even realized that the charges were going to increase their PUB bill. It sparked concerns about transparency and fairness. As complaints rise, the community is obviously calling for change, calling for clearer communications, immediate refunds, stronger protections to ensure that no one is enrolled in a service without their consent. That is my message to my people. You want change? It's not easy. Allow me to spearhead this. I'll put an even bigger bullseye on my back. And again, I ask for the minimal of my community. Look, this is going to get done either way. I will pay the $300 either way. But I want people to have skin in the game, because when people have skin in the game, what? It means something. Because as the saying goes, easy come, easy go. But if we work hard for something, if we pitch in our $5, $10, that's all I'm asking. $5 for my community. We have skin in the game, and what? It affects us. It hurts us. We want to be triumphant. We want to have a good outcome of this. That is why I'm asking for support. That is why I'm asking for us to unite. That's what Erasmo did. He filed a lawsuit against the biggest entity within the city of Brownsville, and he won. And he filed it pro se, no attorney. What makes you think that we can get the same outcome? Oh, my people. If we only realize the power that we have in uniting, we can really bring about the positive change that our city so desperately needs. But my question is, are you willing to join? Are you willing to do what is necessary to bring relief to our people? As the saying goes, talk is cheap. Actions speak louder than words. Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel titled Frank Olivo TV. Best believe Good Morning Brownsville will come on Monday to Friday at 9 a.m., sometimes a little bit after, religiously. So make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel titled Frank Olivo TV. My name is Frank Olivo, and this is Good Morning Brownsville. Peace!